question that we have to ask ourselves is where and how do we find value in our lives? Like, what are the things that we feel like determine our worth? For many of us, it could be just a variety of different things. Like, for some of us, it's in social media. Like, the amount of likes that we get on Instagram determines what we think about ourselves. Others, it's sports, the place that we have on a team, or how well our team is doing. For some of us, it's school, the grades that we get, what we do in the classroom determines a lot about us. Maybe it's praise. Maybe there's something that you contribute to the church. Maybe it's just things that you do in your community. We have different things that we feel like in our lives speak value over us. The problem is that all of these things seem to trend and have sort of a roller coaster effect on our lives. Like, they're here for a second and then they're gone tomorrow. We receive praise for someone for doing something great on the baseball field or for doing stuff in the classroom, and people begin to kind of applaud us for those things. But then all of a sudden, when we fail at them, that goes away, and with it, our value, or at least the value that we have placed upon that specific action or thing, begins to go away as well. And we feel kind of this depressed state or lack of happiness in our lives because we have placed so much value in the people and things around us. And so the thing that we must do is that if we see God as the greatest and most vital thing of our life, is that we must place everything in Him. We must determine the value that He sees in us and the things that we see within Him. In the book of Luke, in Luke chapter 15, Jesus has arranged a bunch of different people around Him, people from all different backgrounds. Some of them were religious rulers, some of them were just blatant sinners, some of them were they were tax collectors, people that were completely pushed out of society in that time. And Jesus gathers them all around Him, and He begins to tell a story that completely changes their life and begins to flip the way that they think about their value from the Lord. And so in Luke chapter 15, verses 3 through 7, it says this. Jesus says to them, "What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he has lost one of them, does not leave the 99 in the open country and go after the one that is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it upon his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and his neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep that was lost.' Just so, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over the one sinner who repents than over the 99 who need more repentance." So what Jesus is saying to these disciples here is that He's trying to give them an illustration for life, for God's relationship with us. He's telling them that Jesus has came to this earth to be like a shepherd that goes after the sheep that's left the fold. That Jesus goes after each and every single one of us in His love, care, and mercy. He's trying to show the gospel. He's trying to show the good news of what the Bible gives us. That God created the earth, that man rejected God Himself, that in that rejection, God didn't leave us to our own devices, but that He became man, lived the perfect life that we could never live, died on the cross, and then now is trying to bring us back, redeem and woo us back to Him in the course of redemption. And so what does that mean? Like, what does this pursuit of us, this love for us, mean for us? It means that our value is in God alone. It means that the main idea for this week, that your value is determined by God. It's not determined by the things that are around you. It's not determined by the things that are going on in your daily life. It's determined by the Lord Himself. So even if you don't make the team, or you end up quitting the team, even if you end up passing the quiz or you fail the quiz, even if you end up getting attention or getting ignored, even if you end up getting the date or getting dumped, it doesn't matter, because your value is not found in the things of this earth. It is found in the love of God for you. It is found in who He is. It is found in His sovereignty, His love, His care, and His mercy towards you. And your value is not determined upon a roller coaster of emotions or things in this world. So students, as you go about this week and as you begin to kind of discuss this in your houses, I want you to find your rest. I want you to find your value and your identity in the Lord Himself.